Polizzi. Good morning to you, Alex. And down the far end, Mr. Mark Little, Australian comic extraordinaire. Good morning, Britain. I've got a few friends in the restaurant business.
My gosh, I mean, it's a bit early to hit me with that. I would blame...
Well, basically, their waiters are going home because they're not earning money.
The argument is that there are so many chain restaurants now,
Yeah.
and they can offer these amazing deals. Like independent restaurateurs, every time you go to see a burger chain and you get 2 burgers for £10, that is tempting you into becoming a loyal supporter of that chain. We're dealing with the fact that there's just a lot of restaurants now.
We're going to see more Hotel Inspector, by the way?
I'm afraid so.
Excellent, excellent. And finally, Mark, down the end.
A real mess. I don't know that this is the worst government I've ever lived under, but it's certainly fighting
You were around
for
in the 1970s. Callahan.
I don't know. I personally wouldn't be very happy to have those three running my government. I think the whole point is that, you know, we voted as a country to leave. So as long as whoever's in has accepted that and does the best job that they can. Mine is Ryanair.
No!
I know. Who would have thought
Surely
it?
Surely not.
Changing seats can cost up to £20 a seat. That doesn't give any consolation to people who are going on airlines and being forced to sit separately and then seeing rows and rows of empty seats. That would make sense if seats weren't being left empty.
Yes.
And you have to feel whether it's a kind of punitive measure to encourage you, let us say, to spend your money on getting a seat allocated for yourself. Where the head wrote to parents to ask them not to drop off their children whilst they were still wearing pyjamas.
That's right, yep.
That?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
you know, a system where you go to a hospital and they ask you for your credit card.
They've already started asking for
I
ID.
think that someone who needs help... I mean, we are a rich country. I would hate to think that someone would come to our country and need help. People talk about it a lot. And again, it is, you know, this is it's demonised, this idea. It's a tiny amount of people who are working the system.
Small but significant.
A sign of how standards have declined in the NHS. How are these people being allowed to basically starve to death on our wards? I've got a girl and a boy, and because the boy's younger, he quite often has to wear his sister's old clothes. So he's been a proud possessor of a pink raincoat. Both times he said to me, really disturbingly, at 4 years old, you know, I don't want to wear pink. And I said, what are you talking about? Free sanitary products will be provided in schools, colleges and universities from the autumn. So I must say...
Period poverty.
I find it incredibly depressing, once again, that this wealthy, you know, that we live in this wealthy part of the world. You'd expect that in lots of other parts of the world, but not here. I'm more concerned with the fact that he's got bolt cutters in the back of his car. I mean, I don't have bolt cutters in the back of mine. It's not a great example to give to our youth, is it?
Was he like...
I don't indulge in
social
social media.
You're very wise.
I really, because I'm scared. I think you know, the thing is, I think abuse in any form is loathsome and very hard to take, whether it's written or spoken. But I still think that, of course, one has the right to say it, as long as one's not inciting hatred, I think. Because of identity theft off the internet. And so, therefore, you give someone all your passport details. I mean, I must say, I wouldn't be terribly happy. I'd just like to state for the record that although I have children, I still drink and fornicate.
Oh!
Thank you.
Do they make you boring, though?
Well, I think what makes you boring is if you're a half-decent parent, and you try to be, you do have to spend some time with your children. I think what's boring about it is it just takes up a huge chunk of your time. Not the nappies, not the vomit, none of that. If you're the kind of person who does drone on, and we've all got those friends who drone on about house prices, nurseries, secondary schools.
That's right. We're not judging. We're not.
So never an evening passes without a bottle of wine being opened in our house.
Could you imagine one of you do drying January and the other not?
And he goes on, he still drinks every night, because I find him so incredibly irritating when I don't have a glass of wine in me. Make of that what you will. Work out together, we do lots of things together.
OK.